Good morning. Today we'll start with the engine components. So I think diagram is clear. We'll discuss each component in detail. Okay. So first we will start with the basic. You can say components of the engine. The first component is your cylinder block. Okay. So this part is your cylinder block. This part, this part is your cylinder block. This part is your cylinder block. Okay. So write the definition of cylinder block. The cylinder block is the main supporting structure for the various components. The cylinder block of a multi-cylinder engine is cast into a single unit. The main function of the cylinder block is to hold the components of the engine. Okay, engine is a, you can say in engine there are a number of components, hundred or you can say thousands of components. Okay, like you can say this is the engine block. Okay, it will support, it will hold all the components, the main supporting structure. The cylinder, above cylinder block is the cylinder head. Okay, here is the cylinder head. The cylinder head is held tight to the cylinder block by number of bolts and studs. The bottom portion of the cylinder block is called crankcase. So this portion is called crankcase. This portion is called crankcase. This portion is crankcase. Okay, and this is your cylinder block, and this is your cylinder head. Okay, so now we'll discuss about the next component. Uh, Second is your piston. Okay, this component is your piston. This component, this component is your piston. Okay, it is a cylindrical component. The piston is in cylindrical in shape. Okay, it is cylindrical in shape. Cylindrical. It is cylindrical in shape. Okay. The cylindrical component fitted into a cylinder forming moving boundary of the combustion system. So what is this is your cylinder. Okay, this is your, you can say this is your combustion chamber. This piston can move down and up, so it will form a moving boundary. So what mean by moving boundary? That's all components are fixed. Okay, this boundary is fixed, this cylinder is fixed, this boundary is fixed, this boundary is fixed, and this boundary can move downward. Okay, this boundary can move downward. Okay, this piston also contains, you can say piston rings. Around this piston we have piston rings. Okay, if you discuss if you will discuss, this piston is round. Around this piston we have piston rings, and between this surface and piston there is a small space. Okay, this space is covered with the piston rings and fuel, oil, lubricating oil, because piston will move up and down, so there will be friction. To avoid the friction, to decrease and minimize the friction, we will use piston rings and lubricating oil. And also because there is a gases here inside this cylinder, so gases can escape from this space. Okay, to avoid the escape, okay, and to avoid the leakage of gases, we will use piston rings. Okay, uh, now next is combustion chamber. As we have discussed, this is your combustion chamber. The space enclosed in the upper part of cylinder by the cylinder head and the piston is called combustion chamber. The combustion of fuel and release of thermal energy will take place in the combustion chamber. Here you have the high pressure gases, and these high pressure gases will move piston downward. Okay. The next component is your inlet manifold. Now we will discuss about the inlet manifold. Okay. You can say inlet manifold. Uh, the pipe which connects the intake system to the inlet valve of the engine, through which air fuel mixture will enter into the cylinder. आपका एयर है, फ्यूल है, दिस आर एयर फ्यूल मिक्सचर, दिस इज योर एयर फ्यूल मिक्सचर. ओके, बिकॉज we have as we had studied in chemistry, we have fuel plus air, it will burn, it will form products. Okay, and heat will be generated here in this chamber. In this chamber burning will takes place, heat will be generated, pressure will be increased. Because of the high temperature and high pressure, this piston will move downward, and this part is your inlet manifold. This pipe is inlet manifold. This pipe is inlet manifold. Air fuel mixture will enter through inlet manifold to the this chamber. Okay, the next is your exhaust manifold. After the burning of the gases, these gases will go out from this exhaust manifold. Okay, the pipe which connects the exhaust system to the exhaust valve. Okay, this exhaust system, because exhaust system, after this exhaust gases will go through some processes. Exhaust gases won't go in the atmosphere, they will just go some to the exhaust system. Okay, so this is your exhaust, you can say exhaust manifold, and this is your exhaust valve. The next is inlet and exhaust valve. This is your inlet valve, this is your inlet valve, this is your exhaust valve. Now what is the function of inlet valve? The valves are commonly mushroom shaped, powered type. They are provided either on the cylinder head or on the side of the cylinder for regulating the charge coming into the cylinder. Because जो आपका air fuel mixture is coming into the cylinder, at what time it will come? It will burn, and after at what time this air fuel mixture, burnt gas will go out. Okay, so this will started by this walls. These are like timing. Okay, timing. These are walls. They are perfectly timed. They are mushroom shaped. Air fuel mixture will enter from this side. Okay, they have proper time. Okay, so this is your inlet valve. This is your exhaust valve. Okay, they are proper type, mushroom shaped. They will decide when the air fuel mixture will come, and after burning, when the air fuel mixture, because the burned gases will go out of the cylinder. Okay, spark plug. This is your spark plug. We will discuss this spark plug. It is a component to initiate the combustion process in spark ignition engine and is usually located in cylinder head. This is spark plug. So what is spark plug? Mainly its function is to initiate the burning of the fuel. Okay, कब फ्यूल एयर मिक्सचर आपका बर्न होगा, इट विल इनिशिएट दैट बर्निंग प्रोसेस. इट इज प्रॉपर्ली टाइम्ड. लाइक जैसे हमारे पास एलपीजी होता है, हमारे पास घर पे कुकिंग गैस होता है, उसको हम स्पार्क देते हैं, द बर्निंग विल स्टार्ट. द सेम एयर फ्यूल मिक्सचर विल स्टार्ट बर्निंग and we will give spark the air fuel mixture. And okay, the next is connecting rod. Okay, this is your connecting rod. This is connecting rod. It interconnects the piston and the crankshaft. Connecting rod connects the piston, this is your piston, and your crankshaft, and transmit the gas force from the piston to the crankshaft. ये जो piston के ऊपर gases का pressure है, इसको transfer करता है to the crankshaft, and the crankshaft will start rotating. Okay, in a crankshaft of single cylinder engine, there are pair of crank arms and balance weights. The balance weights are provided for static and dynamic balancing. अब ये जो क्रैंकशाफ्ट है, इसके ऊपर बैलेंसिंग भी होता है. अगर आपका कनेक्टिंग रॉड इस साइड है, तो इस साइड कुछ वेट होगा. ओके, दिस साइड यू हैव वेट, काउंटर वेट, जिसको हम जैसे क्रेन में भी होता है, आपके आवाज सब देखा होगा. अगर क्रेन का आर्म इस साइड है, तो उसके बैक साइड में कुछ काउंटर वेट होगा. द सेम वे इट इज प्रॉपर्ली बैलेंस्ड. ओके, दिस इज योर क्रैंकशाफ्ट, दिस इज योर कनेक्टिंग रॉड. ओके, द नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज योर पिस्टन रिंग्स. ये जो पिस्टन आपका, पिस्टन के अराउंड रिंग्स होती हैं. Okay, because piston will move up and down, and there is a very small space between the cylinder and piston. To avoid the leakage of gases, we will use piston rings. Okay, so piston rings. Piston rings fitted into the slots around the piston provide a tight seal between the piston and cylinder walls, thus preventing leakage of combustion gases. Okay, the next part is your gudgeon pin. This is your gudgeon pin. Okay, the gudgeon pin, it links the small end of connecting rod and the piston. ये जो आपका connecting rod है, इसका एक small end है, एक bigger end है. This is your bigger end of connecting rod. This is your small end of connecting rod. This is your gudgeon pin. Gudgeon will connect piston to the connecting rod. Okay. Next part is your camshaft. Okay. So what is the function of camshaft? Camshaft and its associated parts control the opening and closing of two valves. The associated parts are push rods, rocker arm, valve springs and tappets. Okay. ये जो आपके valves हैं, इसको कौन ऊपर close करेगा? Camshaft and cams. ये जो valve है, इसको ओपन कौन करेगा? कैमशाफ्ट और कैमशाफ्ट, कैमशाफ्ट और कैम्स. एंड दिस कैमशाफ्ट एंड कैम्स आर कनेक्टेड टू दिस क्रैंकशाफ्ट, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज परफेक्टली टाइम्ड. ये वॉल्व कब ओपन होगा? व्हेन दिस वॉल्व विल ओपन, व्हेन दिस वॉल्व विल क्लोज, व्हेन स्पार्कलिंग टेक्स प्लेस. ओके, एवरीथिंग इज डिसाइडेड. सो दीज टू वॉल्व्स आर ओपन एंड क्लोज विद द हेल्प ऑफ कैमशाफ्ट एंड कैम्स. नेक्स्ट इज योर फ्लाईव्हील. द नेट टॉर्क इंपोर्टेड टू द क्रैंकशाफ्ट. One complete cycle of operation of engine fluctuates, causing a change in angular velocity of shaft. In order to achieve a uniform torque, an inertia mass in the form of wheel is attached to the output shaft. तो ये जो आपका शाफ्ट है, इसके ऊपर एक मास लगा देते हैं, क्योंकि जब पिस्टन को एकदम से स्पार्क मिलेगा, आपका बर्न्ड गैसेस होगा, बर्न्ड गैसेस, दे विल push your piston suddenly downward. But we don't need fluctuations. Okay, we don't want our engine to just, you can say, fluctuate. You can say है ना, we want uniform power. So ये यहाँ पे जो पावर स्ट्रोक होगा, उसकी जो पावर है, ये क्रैंक शाफ्ट है जो इसके ऊपर वेट लगा होगा, वो अब्सॉर्ब करेगा. जब पिस्टन ऊपर जाएगा, एयर फ्यूल मिक्सचर को कंप्रेस करेगा, तो दिस क्रैंकशाफ्ट विल प्रोवाइड, you can say power, you can say it will provide, you can say motion to the piston. Okay, so this crankshaft having some weights to avoid the fluctuations of the engine, to avoid the fluctuations of the power output. Okay, to avoid the fluctuation we will use some weight. Okay, so that is flywheel. So this is the complete about the engine components. So I will repeat again. We have inlet manifold first. This is inlet manifold from where air fuel mixture will enter the cylinder. Then we exhaust manifold from where air fuel mixture go out of the cylinder. This is your spark plug, that is to give the spark to the air fuel mixture. This is inlet valve, this is exhaust valve. These are popper type, mushroom type valves which are used to you can say open and close, and air fuel mixture will enter from this side, and after combustion the burnt gases will go outside, and this valve will allow them to go outside. Okay, this is your cylinder block, this is cylinder block which will support all the components. This is your piston, this is your piston, this is your gudgeon pin, and this is your connecting rod. Okay, connecting rod, this is small end connecting rod, this is big end of connecting rod. Okay, this is your crankshaft. Crankshaft is the heart of the engine, heart of engine, because it is, you can say, power output. जो भी whatever the power output we will get on the crankshaft. Okay, we will get power, whether is we will use this engine either to run a motor, you can say generator, either to run a vehicle, either to run a, you can say, machinery. So whatever the power output we will get at the crankshaft. Okay, this is the crankshaft case. This crankshaft case will cover the, you can say, engine downward portion. This is the crankshaft case, it will cover the engine downward portion. Okay, this is your, you can say, around piston you have piston rings. Okay, this is your cylinder, this is your combustion chamber. Okay, and this is your throttle. In case of spark engine, we will use throttle. The function of throttle is to allow, we will control the power out with the help of throttle. Air fuel mixture kitna jayega, whatever amount of air fuel mixture will enter to the cylinder, that is controlled by the throttle. So this is the complete about the engine components. Next we will discuss about the nomenclature of the engine. Okay, nomenclature, the complete detail of the nomenclature of the engine. Okay,